Second graders, it's Mrs. Seals back for our next science lab. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about something called energy. So let's get right into that. This week, we're going to be focusing on light energy. So your target says, I can investigate the effects on objects by increasing or decreasing amounts of light energy. So hopefully you remember that energy is the ability to cause change or do work. In second grade, we're going to be talking about 3 forms of energy: light, sound, and thermal energy, which is another word for heat. This week, we're focusing on light energy. So light energy is a form of energy that we see with our eyes. So here's a little reminder for you that the way that we observe this form of energy is by looking and seeing with our eyes. All light comes from a source. Some sources are artificial. This means they are made by people. Some sources are natural. This means they are made by the earth or nature. Can you think of some sources of light? So I'd like for you to pause the video and see see if you can come up with some different sources of light. And when you're ready, press play and I'll show you the ones I came up with. Here are some I thought of. The sun, that's our main source of light here on Earth, and that's what we call a natural source of light, meaning it was not made by people. Light bulbs, that's an artificial light source. A flashlight, another artificial light source. We'll be using those today. A night light, stars, an iPhone or a cell phone, a candle, and fire. All of these are sources of light. How is light important to our everyday lives? So I would like for you to, again, pause the video, talk to somebody, see what you can come up with. Think of all the different ways we use light, or we depend on light, or what we need light for. Here's what I came up with. It helps us to see, right? If we didn't have the sun, or any, light bulbs or things in our school buildings, then we would be walking around in the dark and it would be very difficult to see. Also, sunlight helps plants make food and grow. Without light from the sun, plants would not be able to make their own food. And if plants cannot make their own food, they cannot grow. And without plants, we would not have clean air to breathe or food to eat. So plants are very, very, very important. And therefore, sunlight is very, very important. And the sun's light can be used to create solar energy, which can power our homes and schools. And that's a much safer and cleaner way to create power than by using other things like coal or natural gas. So today I told you your target is to talk about the effects of increasing and decreasing light energy on an object. So let's make sure we understand what those words mean. It says, what does it mean to increase? Increase means to add more. In this case, to add more light. So to increase light would to, turn the lights on, make them brighter. And to decrease means to take away. So in this case, decreasing light energy would mean to make it darker, or to turn off the lights. So this investigation today is going to be a little bit difficult for you at home because you don't have the supplies. However, this is something you could do at home if you would like to investigate the effects of increasing and decreasing light energy on an object. So the kids here in school, what they are doing is their table group is going to be getting a shoebox with a hole in it like this. And inside of the shoebox, I have 5 items that I have taped down. So what the students are going to do first is they are going to look through the shoebox. And they're going to see if they can tell what the 5 items are. And they're going to be, on a piece of paper, going to be making a guess about what the 5 items are. And they're going to be writing them down. Okay, and we could say right now, that in the shoebox, there is decreased light energy. There is not a lot of light energy shining into the shoebox right now. Okay, so then they're going to make their guess, and then what they're going to do is they're going to increase the amount of light energy that's shining into the shoebox by shining a flashlight inside of it. Okay, and then they're going to make another guess about what the objects are. All right. Then finally, the third step would be to increase the light energy all the way by opening up the lid and looking to see what's inside. Okay, so I'm not going to show you because last week I learned that there are some kids who are watching my videos before they come to Science Lab, so they already know what's happening in Science Lab, and they're giving the answers away, and I don't want it to be ruined for anyone. So I'm not going to show you what's in here, but this is something you could do at home. If your parent or grown-up would like to do this, they can take an old shoebox, they can cut a hole in it, they can put some objects in there, and then they can quiz you or test you to see what you can see with decreased light energy, and then discuss how that changes as you increase the amount of light energy, at first with a flashlight and then by removing the lid from the shoebox. Okay, another thing you could do to investigate how light energy changes the appearance of an object is very simple. You could turn all the lights off in a room and look at an object, and you could describe the color of the object. You could even draw it and color it. Then turn the lights on and increase the amount of light energy on it, or use a flashlight or some other light source to shine on it. And then talk about how the color changes. Okay. And then you could do opposite. Start out by looking at an object with lots of light energy on it, draw it and color it, decrease the amount of light energy by turning the lights off, and then discuss how the appearance of the object has changed. So I'm sorry that there's not more of an activity for you to do this time. This is, some things translate better to virtual learning. Some things are more difficult, but the important thing is that you understand that an object is going to look different when we change the amount of light that's shining on it. If we increase the amount of light energy shining on something, it's going to look brighter. The colors are going to be easier to see. When we decrease the amount of light energy that is shining on something, it's going to be darker and more difficult to see. All right, I hope that you enjoyed learning about light energy, and I will see you next week. Bye.